My friend Tevin tells me that this week is the week of love. Oh, wait, Tevin, that's every week, right? This week, we're celebrating unity. Tune in now to figure out how you can tie in.
Welcome to Discover Statesville, the show that takes you on a captivating journey through the heart of one of North Carolina's most charming towns.
Welcome back to Discover Statesville. Today we are joined by Seifullahaj El-Amin and Tevin Carr, who are two of the organizers of this year's Juneteenth celebration, which is happening this week in a variety of events. Welcome, fellas.
Yeah, welcome.
Good to be here.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
So if we can, Seifullahaj, if we don't mind, let's start with you. And you've been involved with the Juneteenth celebration in Statesville maybe since the beginning?
Since the very beginning.
Since the very beginning. So tell us a little bit about kind of when and how that started.
Well, back in the early 90s, then our leader, W.D. Muhammad, and I'm talking about with the Muslim community here in Statesville, he brought it to our attention that, and this is a national thing, that we should start or energize the celebration of Juneteenth. So my family and I and a couple of other families that go attend the local masjid, we traveled across North Carolina and South Carolina. Matter of fact, the very first Juneteenth celebration that we went to was in Charleston, South Carolina. And it was very informative, very colorful, and it was just exciting. So the next year, instead of going to South Carolina, we went to Wilmington, North Carolina, where they was doing the same thing, and we participated in that. And we did that for a couple of years. And then we decided that we would start having Juneteenth celebration in Statesville. Now, what we did, if you are familiar with Statesville at all, you'll know that Wilson Lee Boulevard used to be called the Boulevard. Mm-hmm. So I think it had been named Wilson Lee at that particular time. I'm sure it had. So we decided what we would do would have a celebration, but we would have it at Cooper Park, Alice Cooper Park, which is on Wilson Lee Boulevard. Now, remember, we didn't know it was Alice Cooper Park, so we were advertising Wilson Lee Park. Okay. Because it was on Wilson Lee Boulevard. Sure. And we didn't realize that until we had to get permits, special event permits and stuff like that to have it. So what we did, we went on through with it. We started out at Western Avenue. Now, if you know anything about Statesville, again, Western Avenue runs at the end on the north side of Gardner-Bagner of Wilson Lee Boulevard. And we had a parade that started at Western Avenue and went down to Alice Cooper Park. I started to say Wilson Lee Park again, but it was Alice Cooper Park. And we had a very festive occasion. It was very successful. We had motorcycle clubs, and it was a walking parade. It wasn't a whole lot of floats or nothing like that. Yeah. It was just
that
people.
Sounds amazing, though.
Matter of fact, I had my Congo drum. We was beating the drum and stuff.
We got to bring that back.
No, we ain't.
Tevin will make you space on the stage, man.
I still got it.
Well, we put you on
You
stage.
said it now.
And so we did that, and we really had a good time. It lasted all day. And the next year, we decided it was a little bit much for the local masjid or the local Muslim community. So I was involved in a group called Impact.
Shout out Impact.
Yeah,
we were looking for a signature program at that time, and we decided that we would turn the Juneteenth celebration over to the guys from Impact.
Okay.
So we struggled for a couple of years, but we still had it, and we had it in what is known as the Flats, South Center Street, I think it's the 500 block of South Center Street, which was known as the Flat. So we had it down there for a couple of years, matter of fact, several years, and it began to grow and grow and grow and grow. And then we decided that we would, instead of just having the community or the churches and people that were supporting it fund it, we said, well, why don't we get sponsors? Mm-hmm. So therefore, we started getting the businesses in the local community to start helping us out and sponsoring the event. And really, looking back at that, the rest is history. Yeah. Because it just kept growing, and we kept doing it every year, and it kept growing and growing and growing. And a lot of people say, well, why didn't y'all invite other people in? We did. We invited everybody because Juneteenth doesn't belong to anybody, and everybody is welcome. So, I told the group yesterday evening the same thing. We were always headed downtown. That was our goal, was to make Juneteenth a part of the fabric of Statesville. And when the city of Statesville have been involved since the beginning.
Did you hear that, Richard? A part of the fabric. It's a
That's
Really,
right.
it really is, because
right.
see, when you look at the way the makeup of Juneteenth with the assistance of the street closing, with the trash pickup, with all those things that the city helped us with, the bleachers, and just a whole, it's so many things we can't even begin to tell everything, because we don't forgot some of the stuff. So what we did now, we kind of partner with the city, so they'll get their due recognition as well as everybody else, and so that's where we started from.
So this will be the third year since you've moved it to the West Broad Street area of downtown.
Right. Let me back up a minute, because I forgot one key point about the Juneteenth celebration. After so many years of Impact being the main group that was sponsoring it, we decided that we needed to open this thing up to the community.
Just some women involved. Is
Well,
what I'm hearing.
exactly. Seriously. And so that's what we did. We started calling the community's Juneteenth committee. So, and that's how that happened. We opened it up for it so we could get more people involved, because this thing it's not here today and gone tomorrow.
Right.
This thing is here.
Yeah.
And, everybody realizes it's here.
Yeah, and growing every year.
And
We
growing
want
every
people
year.
from Charleston and Winston to be on
Come
their
up and
shows
check out
saying,
what's
now
up.
we went to Statesville and checked out their amazing event.
Yeah.
And so we talk about the Juneteenth celebration, which I think a lot, that people see flyers and everything. And this year, that's Saturday, June the 22nd. That's this Saturday.
Yeah, this weekend.
But there's a variety of events throughout the week, aside from just that Saturday celebration, correct?
That's true. I'll let you take care of some of that.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that I've noticed when I would go to other Juneteenth celebrations in other cities and other counties was that they were making it a week-long thing. And that's one thing that I'm excited about this year that our committee is doing. We've been committed to not just doing one event or one celebratory event, but also educational events as well as networking events, just to bring the community together even more so. Tomorrow, actually, we're going to have a tour of historic Black Statesville that is guided by Dr. Lisa Moser. I got to get that right, Dr. Lisa Moser. And immediately after that, there will be a panel discussion from myself, El-Amin, Todd Scott, who is the president of the NAACP, as well as Dr. Moser. Will sit down with the community and answer some questions and just raise awareness about what Juneteenth is all about.
Now, and is that sort of centered in that's that Garfield Morningside High School area?
Right. So historic Black Statesville is that area. The panel will be at the Unity Center.
Yeah. Okay. But the tour is Green Street, that Garfield area. Okay.
Tevin, when you say tomorrow, depending on when our listeners tune in, that is actually on Juneteenth, on Wednesday.
On Wednesday,
the 19th. Just in case, depending on when you tune in, we want to make sure that
For sure.
you don't miss
Let me
anything.
address that also. We decided that since Juneteenth has been recognized as a federal holiday, that every year that the date falls on something different than a Saturday, we're definitely going to do something. And this year it happens to be on a Wednesday, so we said we got to do something on the day of.
Sure.
So hopefully going forward, if it's on a Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever, we will have something. Now, in the past, we have had a 3-day affair. We started out several years ago with an educational part at Mitchell College. They allowed us to, I think it was Cheryl Hall, that we had panel discussion. We had guest speakers to come in to educate the community. And then on that Friday, we did what was called a reenactment. And the reenactment was kind of like a stage play that several members of the community wrote. And then we had other members of the community that would go in and get parts to play. It was educational, but it was also hilarious. But it was real good. It was real good. And I don't know if we'll go back to that. We should at some point. But right
I
now,
absolutely think you should.
right now,
You should go back to the parade with you.
With you
well,
drumming.
and we probably will at some point. But what we wanted to do, anytime that you talk about African American history, if you see it on television, and this is a pet peeve of mine, they always take you back to the cotton fields.
That's true.
So in order for us to get away from the cotton fields, that's one of the reasons we're not doing the reenactment, because that was based or stage play developed in the cotton fields. And then when the word first got announced to the slaves of Galveston that we were free, that's what that was all about. So we want to try to bring them from that era up to now.
Gotcha.
And we can't do that constantly taking them back to the cotton field.
You're right.
We don't want to do that.
I don't know how many.
But we don't want them to forget that either.
For sure.
We don't want them to forget it, but we definitely want to get out of
The
that.
educational stuff you guys are doing. So you have this growing group of community leaders that are coming together. I mean, you have a group that works hard to put all this together. I mean, you work on it all year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you have a theme. You were telling us kind of where my leading came from, but unity, right? You want to bring the unity in the community.
And the reason why we selected the song Unity, and I advise everybody to go online, go to YouTube and look up the OJ's Unity. And in the song, it tells you about how important it is for us to have unity. Mm-hmm. And see, I don't know people's philosophy as far as what they think about slavery and the freedom after the slavery, but I always tell people the Emancipation Proclamation that was signed and voted upon, it wasn't just for the slaves. It was for the slave master. It was for the overseers of the slaves. It was for everybody that was involved in slavery because it affected everybody. So what happened after slavery? Well, you had a lot of people that was out of work. So if you're out of work, then you don't have the wherewithal to support yourself. Sure. So what happened? They introduced sharecropping. My grandfather was a sharecropper. Okay. And the whole time as I'm coming up as a little boy, I'm thinking that my granddaddy owned property. Okay. Because every summer my mother would send me and my brother to the farm to help him. So I'm thinking, man, I come back to the city, and I'm thinking, man, I spent the summer with my granddaddy on his farm. Yeah. And then to come to find out that he didn't own anything. Mm. He didn't own anything, and he was a sharecropper. So that kind of, I ain't gonna say hardened my heart, but it made me realize some things, and that's why I own acreage now. I don't own that much, but I do own acreage, and because he didn't have a dime to his name, and I really enjoyed those days. And when he died, he was 97 years old.
Oh wow!
So you can imagine the things that he saw in his lifetime. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I figured I need to say that.
No, thank you for sharing that.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
No, and I think it's really valid because I think a lot of people still have heard of Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. They don't fully understand what Juneteenth is actually representing or celebrating.
Right.
So it's.
And to speak on unity, I think this year is a great example of the city coming together, the community coming together, us bridging. I know internally, as far as the Black community, generational gaps. There's been a generational gap between my community and our elders, and I do see the efforts from the Juneteenth community to committed to connecting with the youth, connecting with younger leaders, and inviting younger leaders to sit on the board and sit on the committee. I sit on the committee, and I learn a lot from those meetings to just to see what all goes into an event of that magnitude, and to be able to share a seat with some great community leaders who've done great work here in this city. That level of unity that we're showing internally impresses me, but then also externally and with our partners and our different sponsors, that level of unity with the community to know that here in Iredell County, we do support these type of causes. I think that's great.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
That is great. So I know we talked about the events on Wednesday, and we were talking a little bit before we started recording, but there is going to be a tour, a historic tour, but it's sold out, right? You snooze, but if you snooze, you don't lose in this case because there's a wait list, right? There's going to be ongoing tours after Wednesday, which I think that's a great opportunity.
And it's a testament to the growth. It's really the tour was sold out by the beginning of June. Also, all vending spots for downtown that were available for Juneteenth were sold out before June. I think that's a true testament to what happens when we rally together and we know we're doing something for a cause and something that'll bring us together. I think that's a testament that we are sold out, and a lot of this stuff
that's great.
Is like, okay, there's no more space, but it also lets us know to expand, and it shows us that if we do expand, we will have that community support behind it.
Yeah, that's right.
Slow growth is good, but when it's time to expand, you got to grab a hold of it and expand. So I'm looking at the flyer we've got laying here. The big celebration on Saturday, I want to make sure that we let everyone know that is in downtown on West Broad Street in front of Mitchell under the nice, beautiful shaded trees.
Mulberry all the way to Meeting.
Yeah.
And you guys actually have part of Meeting closed this year too, right?
Mm-hmm. The north side of Broad Street.
Yeah.
So
right out here in front of So Media where we record with Isaiah.
Shout out So Media.
Yeah, that's great. There's great podcasting studio. So it's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
It starts at 11 to 6. One of our main sponsors is Denso. And, we expect a crowd because, it's just time for it.
Yeah.
It's just time for it. We have a lot of sponsors. We have Piedmont Healthcare, and I don't never want to get on a mic anywhere and not recognize the city of Statesville.
For sure.
Because they have been a very integral part of this celebration for years. We also have, let me look at this list right here. Ideal Health System. We have Rutgers and Bingham. We have Opus. We have Ideal Statesville School System, Michigan Community College, Doosan. Now I said Denso, but Doosan as well. We have Flow Automotive, and we also have Randy Marion. That's some of the key sponsors of some of the event. And make sure to bring your children because there is a kids zone.
Kids zone, yeah.
That we're gonna have bouncy houses and stuff like that. So.
Go through some of that other amazing stuff that's happening. I know you got Inspire's going to be the lead.
And to speak on unity, legacy, when we talk about Juneteenth, we talk about, this is where I get excited. You just turned me up a little bit. When we talk about Juneteenth, we talk about unity, we talk about legacy, we talk about history. This year in particular, again, it's a great illustration of all of that coming together. The headliner this year is Inspire Band, and Inspire is full of Iredell natives and it's full of Iredell community leaders. Mm-hmm. But not only that, that's like my favorite band to go and perform for, and Insomniacs gets to open up for them. And what a lot of people don't know is the drummer and the MD for Inspire, they're my mentors. So for me to be able to perform in front of my mentors, perform in front of my pops and my Uncle Freddie in my hometown, everything is coming full circle, and I love the fact that we're doing it on Juneteenth. It's a celebration of unity. It's a celebration of legacy. And if you know some stories about Statesville, you will really know how important it is that we have the acts like Jamil Mooney's band on stage. We have Juneteenth Choir. We have Inspire. We have Insomniacs. These are organizations that's been here and that's committed to the work. So the fact that we're highlighting local talent is going to be a great show, but a lot of that talent on stage is going to be local. That speaks to the unity as well.
Well, and one of the other cool things that, you got the kids area, you got vendors, food vendors, and everything set up throughout the day. You've got the entertainment pieces that you mentioned. Mm-hmm. But there's also, my experience at Juneteenth is there's something to watch at that stage all day long, whether it's music or there's dancers or you've got spoken word. The past 2 years when I've been there, somebody always gets up and recites Dr. Martin Luther King's speech. It is a full day of education, entertainment, there's not really any downtime. I mean, you could sit on those bleachers all day.
All day, yeah, for sure.
And get there early, right? Because Mr. El-Amin told us they're gonna kick off with that Unity song you were.
And you don't want to miss
Don't
that
go
song.
get it on YouTube.
Bring a shade. Bring a shade hat.
Yeah, first thing.
Don't sit in the sun all day, though.
Yeah.
And bring your lawn chairs as well, because the city provides some bleachers. But
I'm glad you said that. Let me make myself know.
That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. So you get it together. But also, people can bring their lawn chairs so they can sit closer, and for the most part, in the shade, because it's going to be a lot of sun on that part of the street during the highlight of the day. But it'd be well worth it. Well worth it.
It really is a great event. It's one of my favorite days of the year.
Now, guys, if people want to figure out how to get involved and be a part of from Wednesday through Saturday and beyond, there is a website, right? Is it Juneteenth? Statesville.com?
Yes.
Juneteenth, Statesville.com.
JuneteenthStationsville.com. The vending spots are all sold out, right?
Yes.
But we have 7 at Culture Shock downtown, which is going to be right around the same area. Because it was sold out before June even got here, we decided at Culture Shock that we would open up our building and kind of have small vending spaces for, a little smaller local.
So Culture Shock, what is that? Tell
Yeah,
us
so
what that
Culture
is.
Shock, and
Shameless plug, man.
we talk about unity, we talk about legacy. Again, it was really important for Insomniacs to be created here in Iredell County because we did not have that cultural and artistic piece that was representing the Black and brown communities exclusively and at large. So the fact that we have a space downtown and that downtown Statesville has welcomed us into this culture, and like you said, the fabric of what it means to be Iredell and what it means to be Statesville, we're excited. So Culture Shock is the expansion of our Daydreamers program. The Daydreamers program was our commitment to boost our business acumen as what we call entrepreneurs. We're artists, but we also have to be entrepreneurs. We opened up an art gallery to focus funding and efforts towards our visual artists and to give them a platform to showcase themselves because we've kind of established that footprint musically in the city. So we wanted to do the same thing for visual artists. Came up on the blessing right downtown. It's a great location. We're excited to be downtown, to be around. Just we definitely see that downtown Statesville is committed to creating what we call artistic and cultural hub downtown, where when you walk downtown, you're connected to the art, you're connected to the culture. So we're excited, and it's going to be an art gallery, consignment store. All of the designs and art pieces will be from local artists, minority artists as well. So we're excited about that. We'll have events going on regularly downtown.
So pop in when people are down for Juneteenth on Saturday.
Yeah,
come on in
downtown as well because we'll be open. We'll be open for Juneteenth. We'll be a part of Juneteenth. It's a blessing that all of this happens at the same time. And I think that's not to get too spiritual, but I think that's when you see God start to work in your favor when you're doing your part and you're just trying to do the best you can for your own cause, and then you look up and take a breath and you realize there's so many other people working on similar causes that I can connect with. I love that about this.
So for our listeners who do not know, when Tevin says we are he is talking about the Insomniacs.
Yeah,
Insomniacs. And if you've been following along, we had the pleasure of having them on the show. You can go back. I think it's been 6 months maybe now.
Yeah, y'all been going strong too. The last video you had almost 10,000 views. I'm like, man, I should have came when that was.
Well, this will be the next one.
Right, for sure.
So Insomniacs, if you don't know about their mission and what they're doing, you can go out. Is it insomniacs.com?
It is insomniacs.info.
Insomniacs.info. Check them out too. Please do that, and then come out one of Statesville's newest businesses downtown, right?
That's right.
Culture Shock.
Yeah, Culture Shock.
They actually have a storefront with all these things that Tevin was talking about. And speaking about downtown, and we've talked about music today, we've talked about Tevin today. I was out last week supporting Cash Mob that Downtown Statesville does here to support local businesses. And I went to the Gondolier to have some gelato, and I saw your face on a poster for Make Music Day that's also happening this week, right?
Yeah, it's Make Music Day.
Yeah,
Make Music Day.
We're almost out of time, but let's talk about Make Music Day real quick because we don't want people to miss that.
Make Music Day is this national event of music all day from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. this is, again, the city is really impressed me by their commitment to being an artistic and cultural hub, and even finding this event, becoming a part of this event. What it is a lot of the local businesses downtown have committed to open up their spaces for local artists to come and perform all day that day. So if you come downtown to patron any of these businesses downtown, you're going to be exposed to art and music, live music at every corner of downtown. It's almost like blocked off. Anywhere you go, even in the stores, you'll see local artists, whether it's folk, hip hop, rap, country, singer-songwriter. There are even workshops that's going on, like at the Arts Council. There's a writing session, a writing workshop. So it's just more than music. There's also opportunities to collaborate and network. I'm an artist myself, so
Music education.
Education it's a great thing to know that music education and art is so important to the city, and you guys understand how important it is to culture and just the downtown, the vitality and beautification of downtown.
Yep.
So,
That's going to be a super cool event. That was a great partnership between the Arts Council and Downtown Statesville Development Corporation. Yeah. And I think, it's a global event. I mean, I think it exists in like 130-something different countries. I think it started in Paris, so pretty cool how it's kind of grown out, and now we're jumping on as well.
But hopefully
inaugural for Statesville, yeah.
It'll be ongoing. And
there's no shortage of talent
absolutely
here
not.
and people to come and play music.
Absolutely not. So we look forward to seeing you perform in that too. And we're really excited about this week of unity in Statesville, and thank you guys so much for your time and investment and everything you're doing for Statesville, North Carolina. So,
Seifullahaj, any other last minute Juneteenth news, plugs?
Well, the only thing I can say is just come out and enjoy yourself, because a couple of years ago, me and my wife went to Houston. I have a daughter that lives in Houston. We actually live in Katy. And we were investigating what they do for Juneteenth. And I know we'll never get to this point. I won't. I probably won't be here, but hopefully it'll get
that
there.
attitude.
Well, yeah, anyway. They had, for entertainment, they had Kool and the Gang and the Isley Brothers. That's who they had for their Juneteenth out there. But
our talent is much
Uncle
better.
Freddie played for a band who opened up for Kool and the Gang.
yeah. But see, they got 5 universities out there, so they can afford something like
sponsors.
that.
You get
I'm
2
just saying,
of colleges as sponsors.
I'm just saying.
Statesville's on the move.
Keep,
Statesville's on the move.
just keep raising the bar.
Yeah.
And last year was one of the highest attended events downtown last year. So I think the momentum that we have is great momentum.
It's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So to summarize what you just said, and how Tevin would have said it was, pull up, Statesville.
Pull up downtown. Yeah.
We look forward to seeing everyone out supporting these events this week, and we thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Appreciate being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining Discover Statesville. You can email us at discover@statesvillenc.com. Check us out on Facebook at Discover Statesville NC, #Discover Statesville, and our website, statesvillenc.com. Catch us next week as we continue on our journey to uncover the hidden gems, culinary adventures, entertainment, and to be inspired and enlightened as we discover Statesville.